Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where we can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your household. And today we are here with Coach Caren, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Coach Karen's here with Profits in Daily. She's going to be helping us figure out what to do with our money.
Mhm.
Comes what to do before it comes in and what to do after. So guys, get a pencil and paper because we all need direction about how to handle our money better. So with that, I introduce to some, present to others, Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. How are you, Coach?
I'm well. I am well. Oh my gosh.
This is good to know. Oh my goodness, we don't take that for granted. You know what I'm
hmm
saying?
Yes.
Hmm.
We can't.
Woo. So what are we talking about today?
So we're talking about making enough. And all
Mm,
this month, we've been talking about simple money. We're talking about money simply. We're talking about simple money, just the simple little things that we really need to look into, understand to get us to where we need to be. Sometimes
mm,
these little simple things. So we're talking about making enough. Where do you cap off of making enough? How do you know if you are? And what more can you do to make it a reality if that's not happening? A friend of mine just had a Facebook post up talking about no matter how the blueprint is given to you, it called you still have to do the work. You have to get in there and do the work. And if you're not in there doing the work, that's gonna happen. It didn't matter who gave you a blueprint. It didn't matter if you go to a workshop. It didn't matter if you take a class. If you don't actually do the work, you don't get
mm,
it. And it really reminded me of my dance class. I dance 3 days a week. And when we have shows, we would dance 5 days a week. And our
mhm,
teacher would always say, when you get home, practice all that you learned today. And when we got there next day, she'll say, okay, you, and you sit out because she can tell you didn't do anything, you didn't stretch, you didn't do your practice. So when you come in and she asks you to perform a set, you can't because you haven't been practicing. And so that's what the name of the game is. In business, in your job, whatever you do, you have to put in the work. That's how it become, the thing that you do so easily. Everything that we do and love that we do easily is because whether we understand or not, we put in the work. We put in the work, excuse me. And that's why it feels so easily. That's what it feels like nothing. My granddaughter comes every day to my office after school and she is ready to draw her pumpkin or whatever is happening that's in her little head. She draws and then she cuts them out. So now
mhm.
she's cutting better because she's been cutting for like 3 weeks now. So her cutting skills have improved. Mind you, there's a lot of confetti on the floor because she's been practicing cutting. But
It's okay.
when she get in, she's grandma, where is my green, black, and white? I'm like, what is that? The scissors color. So she calls
Oh,
out the color. Where is my green, black, and white?
morning, Cecilia. How are you
Where
this
is Cecilia?
morning?
And she's ready to go. And really, that's the attitude we need to bring to the table, whether in business or your job. Whatever it is you're setting out to do to get you to this other place, it's going to take time. There's no rushing to get in there. I really want people to really think about the long game and
Mm,
thinking about it not in a way that is depressing, but more so I'm going to enjoy this journey that I'm on. I'm going to, it's like the people who's running a 5K and then they move to 10K and all that sort of stuff. Those people know that when they started, couldn't run 10 or 50K. They had to start at, maybe they tell you five, but maybe they started 1K. Maybe all they did was jog. There's a older guy that passed my house, and he's been doing it now. Oh my God, I think this is his 8th year. I remember seeing him. I lost track. But he started off, and I remember saying to him, I remember when he said, everybody remember when that man started off with so much size and he just walked every day. He walked in the morning. So we see him around 6. And then he
Mhm.
walked again in the evening. In the summer, we see him all the time. So I said, "What do you do in the winter?" He says he just don't come this long way, but he does do a little bit. And it's a big man, and
Mhm.
he walk. I had a employee. It didn't last long because she wasn't good at what she did, but she told me she had diabetes,
Mhm.
and the doctor said to her, "If you are willing to walk this amount per day, I can almost guarantee you wouldn't need your pills." And she said she took on the challenge. And 2 years later, she was off, Mary was off the pill, no medication, right? Her diabetes, doing well, and and not stressing. That was the big thing. She used to stress a lot, she said, and she was just stress eating. So she was eating wrong, and it caused her to develop diabetes. So many
Mhm.
things are reversible when we understand it. You got to put in the time and do it. Not to sidetrack you, but this is part of it. Today, as I read the word, I was thinking about how life is really great, fragile, how God is fantastic, but He truly wants us to understand one thing feeds off of another. So when you're eating right and you're exercising, you're not only helping your physicality, but you're helping your brain function. You feel better in yourself and your body. And when those things are happening, you really want to be productive and producing things. Nobody don't even have to tell you, you want to. And then from those things, you become financially free because it's going to yield in those areas. You're going to be so productive that you're going to yield without even feel like it's big work you're doing. And this come over time. Because imagine if you want to lose 60 pounds. I mean, forget the people who tell you 30 days. Oh my God, leave them alone. It is not going to take you 30 days. It might take you a full year. But after that
Mhm.
year, you're going to feel so good. You're going to learn so much lessons within that year. And you're going to be so happy to celebrate those 60 pounds, whatever you were looking at, 100 pounds, whatever it was. You're going to feel so good looking back and celebrating it. And you learn about yourself and what you're going to do and how you're going to do it differently and how you're not going to punish you and how you're going to be gentle with you. All of the things you're going to learn over that year span versus trying to do it in 30 days, feel overwhelmed, exhausted, mad with yourself, upset with everybody else. And so that's what you don't want to do.
Mhm.
And how does that relate to money? Because when you're feeling all those things I just described, how is money coming to you? How are you allowing it to happen? It's not going to happen. If anything, when that's happening, you're going to spend more money.
Mm.
You are going to be feeling like you need to spend more money when all that stuff is happening.
My goodness. Now that's kind of scary. So you're saying when we're stressed out or when we're distracted, that we tend to spend more money.
We do. We do.
So
We
what do
eat more and we spend more money. We eat more and we spend more money. And we eat the wrong things and spend more money. Whether
and
you like to cook or not, when you are, and I had to readjust my thinking, in food because I love cooking. So I couldn't understand why people wouldn't want to cook. But once I allow myself to understand why, it become this no, I don't have to blame or judge. It just is. Because the beauty of not cooking is you're still gonna eat right. Like my sister prepare food for people. That's her business.
Oh, okay.
And so the people who really want to eat good will contact her and she'll do all these prep meals for them. And now
Mhm.
they're living their best lives and they will tell her, they're like, girl, I am so happy every
It's
week when I get your text.
Mhm.
I
I'm
am
so happy that you are in this business because I'm telling you, it's not something that I enjoy. I don't enjoy cooking,
right.
and no, mm-mm.
So that if you don't enjoy it, the girl said, she says, I'm in a happy place. Don't ever think you bothered me when I didn't reach out to you. Just know, call me, text me. I am, yeah. I've got 4 boys and I do not want to cook for them. I just want to have the stuff to stick in my oven or thaw it out, whatever.
And know that it's fresh and it's healthy because we can
Yes,
always get something frozen, but we
right.
don't want all those chemicals and stuff in our
Exactly.
food. So we're
Exactly.
trying to eat better. Uh,
Hmm.
to discover someone who will prep all of that for us. Yeah, we'll pay you.
Yeah. She was like, yeah,
Yeah,
anything.
because seriously, think about it. The money that we spend on fast food, we're really saving money by getting it prepared by someone, because we're going to save money on the doctor. We're going to save money on loss of time at work because we're sick, because we're not
Exactly.
eating right. We're going to save money at the pharmacy. We don't have to have
Mm-hmm.
all that medicine because we ate the right foods.
Mm-hmm.
So having someone prepare healthy meals for us that are fresh and unprocessed is a savings.
It's a saving. That's what the lady said to her and all her customers.
Mhm.
They're like, "You are doing us a favor." And then
Yeah.
she's coming from a place where she herself needed it. She do this for herself, realize how important it was for her and her weight gain and weight was carrying her. And now she get to relate to people and say, here's why I'm doing it. Here's
Mm-hmm.
how it has helped me. So now she's able to do that, right? And make it into that
Into
sort of stuff.
business. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And so you start understanding those things for yourself. I know it's food, but it's in relation. It seems, and the girl did tell her, she said, when you first give me the price, I and my husband sat in our budget and we like, it's gonna cost so much. And we didn't want to do it. She was upfront. She says, but once we got the packages and we start understanding the lifestyle that we get to live, it become part of the budget because they
Because it's an
also
investment.
recognize, yeah, they also recognize that when they spend more popping in and shopping at different places when they're on their way from work or pick up,
Mm-hmm.
say, mom or dad, we need X, Y, and Z, prepare stuff.
Yep. Let me make sure I am hardwired here. Hold on a moment, guys. Okay, Karen.
We're back.
Okay, we're back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it also allowed the family to start being involved with the food because before she did everything when she come from work, she cook and do everything. Now that it's prepared, nobody can say, well, they didn't know because everything is there. There's instructions on how to tie it out or what to do. It comes with a package that she offers. And so
Mm-hmm.
two of the kids, the older kids are getting involved in the cooking and the hubby started helping. And she's like, this is where the magic lies. It took so much weight off of me that when my husband sit down and said, it's on the budget. It's getting in there.
Mm-hmm. Because you're going to save money. If mom's not stressed, then mom's not going to end up sick.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
everybody's going to be healthy
Hmm.
because she's able to nurture everybody.
Yes.
But if she's got to spend her time at work, then come home in the kitchen and then do homework, the likelihood of sex is probably going to be diminished. For real? For
We're
real?
cutting that out.
Can this wait till the morning? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was like, my
Agreed.
God.
you
So,
know,
and
agreed.
without that, nobody's happy. So,
Nobody. You want to have mom happy, and then the whole household is happy.
yes, yes.
Facts.
Woo.
Facts. Facts. Okay.
So, guys, put the things that bring you joy, put them in the budget. God's got more.
Oh yeah.
And he said he'd give you the desires of your heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you
Put in
don't let
there.
him know that you desire that, if the devil's trying to talk you out of it all the time, girl, don't ask for that. That's too much. Please.
You're not gonna be able to do it. You're not gonna be able to do it. When you're making a tiny bit of money and you want more money to come into it to you, you're gonna have to sit down. Even if at the time you can spend more than you have, you still have to get to the place where you can see it can happen. Because remember, everything happens up here before it physically happens. It
Mm,
really happens up here. You have to see yourself doing it. You have to see you. I remember, and I didn't even know anything about mindset, but I just knew about visualization because my there was a big visualization person. She visualized a lot of things that she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
She never did it with money, but she did it with a lot of other things. And so I would see myself on my way to school. Like I would literally walk with my mind, my full journey to school before I leave. And so I can tell you where I'm going to stop, what's going to happen, what's going on in certain areas. Like I literally would walk myself there. That's how I learned to walk faster. That's how I learned to get there in less time. It's about visualizing me, understanding what happened, what comes up, which street I can take that this wouldn't be a possibility. How could I get there quicker? And start looking after what's possible. It's crazy when you look back at it, but it's so good because once I visualized what I needed to do, I needed to now get the people involved to help me make this a reality. And sometimes we don't realize we need other people. We always need other people to make your dream a reality. This is not a self thing, people. This is a thing that we need with other people. But first, you have to look after you. So to make enough money to do all the things you want to do, other people are going to be involved. I'm going to tell you this a situation that I'm talking about right now. I knew that I had to get up early in the morning. I knew I had to get my sister to daycare, but I needed people. First, I need to find out how the daycare teachers are going to, what time they show up. And so I can be there when the first person opened the door. And the daycare opened at 7:30, and I got to get to school for 8 o'clock, and I'm wanting to get to school early. How do I do this? So I started investigating who gets here early, who opens the daycare, Karen, why you want to know this? And once I realized that there's somebody there at 6 o'clock, I can get there for 6:30 because I'm going to school very far. So I needed people to be there. And when a teacher can be there, they tell me immediately, Karen, I'm not coming in this week. X, Y, and Z is coming in this week, or this parent is here early. So if you bring Lisa early, this parent would be involved. So between parents and teachers, those were my people. Those people were there and helping support me. I wasn't asking them for money. I wasn't asking them for anything. I'm just asking for the support so I could drop her off because I got an hour journey to get to school. So my journey was running and walking, and I'm looking for the people who could help me to get there because I'm also helping people in different ways, right? So those people are helping me to get there. I need to get to school early before everybody else. When I get to the school, nobody's there, so I had to make friend with the what they call him here, superintendent, to the person who take care of the school and was
the
custodian. Yeah. And so the first day I wasn't sure I was outside, and she asked me, and it looked like it was going to rain, and she invited me in by the church. And then she says, Karen, why are you here so early? I explained my situation. She says, okay, when you come and pick up the keys, open the school, bring back the keys to me, so at least you got shelter. Again, somebody has come in and they're helping me. But they're helping me because I'm also pushing and going forward and doing. And that's why I'm talking about you have to put in the work. So now there's no problem. So I opened the school, I'm in there. Why am I there so early? To begin, because I don't want to ever be late. Because for me, at that time, being late would cause a lot of other problems. I'm not going to get into that. But getting there early was important. The second reason is once I'm there early, I could set up my booth and I could start selling before school called because I was in business. I got my stuff set up and I'm ready to sell. So by the time the school bell ring, I got my day plan out. I wanted to sell, those days I used to got like 2 containers, and I wanted the morning to sell the first container out. Why? Because kids are ready and fresh, and then half a day they have other people they can buy from, and I mightn't get as much sale. So I'm forward thinking and having that happen. Why am I bringing this up? Because we're talking about money, and we're talking to business owners or people who want to be in business. You have to understand business is about sales and marketing, and you got to be on top. You got to talk to people. You're going to talk to a lot of people before people buy from you. Don't be discouraged. Understand, sometimes you got to talk to 100 people for one sale. And why that's important is because you're just understanding how much people it takes to get a sale. But over time, you're going to talk to 100 people and get 10 sales. Over time, you're going to talk to 100 people and get 20 sales. But that's you building up your sales understanding, your sales behavior, how you approach sale, how you make a sale, what it takes from you to convince somebody to buy. How does this happen? When you start understanding those things, you make sales easily. But you first have to go through the process. So you have to go through the work. You have to understand yourself. You have to understand who you are, what you need in you, to be able to give it to somebody else.
Wow.
Simple money, but you have to understand.
Oh my goodness. You know, we've been talking about we teach a smart money class,
Hmm.
uh, how to manage God's money, and we talked about yesterday the fact that you need four different revenue streams,
Hmm.
and you are saying the same thing, that the gift in you, you have to get up early and work that gift,
Hmm. You do. You do.
and then when you find the gaps, you have to find somebody to help you.
Yes. And they're there waiting to help you. You just have to ask. I was saying in my friend comment, I said, I didn't realize how crucial my training from 9 years to 14 was. Those were training years, 4 years of training, getting up at 5. It didn't matter. Sunday to Sunday, I got up at 5 o'clock and I did what I had to do. I got up at 5 o'clock. It didn't matter if it was weekend because weekend was more important because I'm doing all the prep work for 5 days. So Saturday and
Mhm.
Sundays, I am working and I've gotten so popular, which was so silly. But when you're little and you don't know, you just don't know. But I used to be, I remember I was like in my, I don't know, 6 or 8 months. I was like, people stopped buying because I didn't understand at the time, right? Because people would buy me out on the weekend. So all the prep I'm doing to sell during the week are sold out. But that's because I got so popular. That's because my product was improving and people can see it and people would buy from me. And so finally, this lady, she had like 4 kids, and she came to buy from me today. And I was saying to her, I said, well, I do have planning chips, but I didn't want to sell it to you because, and she says, Caren, this is growth, my dear. This is growth. You're going to sell it to who come because they're in front of you and they're paying you the money.
Mhm.
I understand your little thinking, but you're going to have to think way beyond what you're doing right now. So it's okay to be sold out and make more again. But in my head, I've got, all this work to do. I used to finish my homework Friday, no question, no homework on the weekend. I would finish it on Friday afternoon and I'll be ready for the weekend. And plus, I'm babysitting. So part of me was like, I got all this work to do and I'm doing my thing. I don't want to make more. And I gotta tell you, this is not uncommon. I see it in adults too. Whether they're making bags, hat, or food, you get tired and you're like, I don't want to make anymore. But what you really should be saying is, I want to make more. So how can I widen my community? Like how could I involve other people? Like how could I start talking to people about this? Because when
Mhm.
you do,
Mhm.
as I said before, God just allow people to come into your life and just bring you stuff. For me, I stopped going to the market because the same lady was saying to me, like, where you get your stuff? And I told her, and she's like, nah, I got better place for you. Recommend somebody better. And now I'm not picking it up, they're dropping it off. So I didn't have to go get it anymore. You know?
Mhm.
So he allowed people to come in, but you have to be brave and bold enough to state it, to ask him, to be able to open and allow other people to come in. Because
Mhm.
you're gonna fail. You're gonna learn. People are gonna rob you. Let me just state all these facts because I don't want you to think that I'm unaware of it. They're gonna steal from you. You're gonna feel like a failure. Failure is good, by the way. If everybody make you feel it's not, failure is good. It teaches you way more than you would ever think you need to learn. People's gonna steal from you. They're going to be jealous of you, and all these things that's happening, when it do happen, because it will, if you're growing, it is there to teach you some lessons. It
Mm.
is there for you to understand. And there's also going to be the people who's going to come and warn you, and you might not want to hear them. The same woman again come and warn you and say, hey, don't do X, Y, and Z. And sometimes they of themselves don't even know why, but they're
Mm.
coming because they're part of your journey learning. And so they are going to come warn you. And you want to listen to them because they were
Mhm.
sent to warn you. You want to
You know,
understand.
sometimes we don't even know that the lesson is not for us. That the experience is not for, because sometimes we're wondering, like, why am I experiencing this? Where am I going to use this information? Because the information is for someone else further down the line in your life, and you'll be able to share that experience with them and help them.
Because nobody could have told me in those days that I would be here
I hear you.
having any of this discussion ever.
You
I
know,
would
so
be.
I feel you. I feel you. Oh my gosh. Lord, I just thank you. You did so much. He's done so many great things for me.
So many great things. So
More than I
many
could ever
great things.
ask, think, or imagine. and the restoration.
Yes. Yes.
That
Yes.
see, with failure comes restoration.
Yes.
And,
Yes, Lord. Oh,
and so in that is the hope, that he's going to fix it.
he's
So
gonna fix it. And we just have to understand some things are time. Some things is time. When you start doing and I'll say to people too, if you're in a bad situation, you need to cry about it. Go cry about it. Don't ask permission. Just cry. If you need to cry, go release it. Crying is release. Go release it. Talk
mhm,
to God about it while you're releasing it. Sometimes you got to take a breath and you might cry again. Sometimes it may take all week crying through the processes. If
mm,
that's the case, process through the crying. If it means you got to clean a room out, take everything out of the room and clean it out. If it means you're giving away everything, give it away. If you're garbage in it, garbage it. Clean the room, clean the mind, clean whatever you need to clean out to get to where you need to be. And don't ever misunderstand. You can meet simple people who's going to come and make a big impact in your life. The same woman. It's a young girl at the time, big woman to me because I was a little, but it's a young woman with 4 kids that live in a big house. I didn't even know where she lived until one day when she told me where she lived. I'm like, you live in that big house with all those fruit trees? Yes, my dear. So you don't need to be buying the stuff that you buy from me? Not really. But I came to see, and I was so excited as a little child doing this that I wanted to support her. And,
yes.
and and so all the fruits that I get to buy at a reasonable rate, it came from your fruit tree. Yes, and I didn't know this. This took time for me to get to the understanding because I was busy in my own journey doing my stuff. And I
Mhm,
said, He sends you people. If you're broke today, you got no money, and you want to get there, you're gonna have to be willing and open, and you're gonna have to let somebody in this journey. You're not doing it alone. God is there with you, and He's gonna send His soldiers to help you. I promise you, no question. Even when you are not serving Him or you don't know of Him, because eventually He's gonna let you know. I tell people, somebody out, they said, I know the Bible, and I'm at the Catholic Church, so yes, Father, that is true, as we would say, but I really didn't know anything but the Bible. But I know the Word, so I would talk to God about any and everything. I was about 22 or 23 when I opened my first Bible.
mm,
And I opened my Bible because a Jehovah Witness girl came around and she wanted to pray with me. And when
mhm,
she came on the third visit, she brought me a Bible. And she said, Caren, it didn't matter that I'm Jehovah Witness and you're not. You need to learn how to read the Bible. This is my mission in life. People see me as a Jehovah Witness because that's what I am. But I see myself as a child of God, and this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
mm,
Period.
mm,
And that's the level we built it upon. For 2 years, she came every Tuesday afternoon and we would read the Bible. I would have homework and she'd come back and true to her word. Never try to get me to become a Jehovah's Witness. Never did
mhm,
any of those things. She just taught me how to read the Bible, how to sustain myself. She said, You're doing, but maybe now is the time. And He needed to use me to help you. So she was younger than me. She was about 17, 16,
mm.
17. And she said when she becomes 18, she get to decide if she want to continue serving the Lord and stay as a Jehovah Witness or she can move on wherever she and that's how they run things
Mm.
in the Jehovah Witness. And that girl faithfully 2 years she came. And so she was about 16 yet because when she hit 18 and she came when she hit 18. So I was making her a cake and she said, okay, I'm going to come for the cake. And I wanted to know if she's going to leave. And she still hadn't made up her mind she was going away on missions. And she went away for a year and then I think she came back. Yeah, she came back before I left. But that's the young lady that brought me a Bible, my first Bible. I read all the people Bible. I looked through it, but not read it in that manner. Like, what is this? What do you read? How you understand? I was very confused. She's the girl who sit next to me every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. And we read the word. Because now I've used and I've observed and I've been doing all the work and this is my take on it. God is like, no, you need to understand. Here we go.
Mhm.
Here's
In
somebody.
all you're getting, get understanding. Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
and
Oh my.
it comes from people you do not expect. So this is why you have to have an open heart and being able to receive. Because since home, people don't like Jehovah's Witnesses. They don't like them come knocking at their door. They don't like them come talk to them. But she was the first. And when I was pregnant with my last son, I had another Jehovah's Witness lady who came, and I tell you, this is God work. I was in a bad state. I was really in depression. You wouldn't believe, it's not as Karen you're seeing here today. And she knocked on my door, and I knew that she came there to help me get past that patch. And she
Mm,
would come, I would close my windows, I would open the door to her, and she wouldn't go away. She'll literally just slip it under the door. She says, Karen, she wouldn't slip a pamphlet like the regular people. She'll slip a note and say, Karen, have yourself a good day. I know today might be hard, but tomorrow is going to be better, and I'll be back. And she'll be back, and I will open the door, and she'll be back. And one day I opened the door, and I say to her, I say, it's okay. What do you want to talk to me about? And she said, I just want you to know that the Lord love you, and I'll be back on Thursday if you let me, and we can talk about him.
hmm God loves you, and so do I. Isn't that beautiful? Ministering spirits across the people. Guys, I want you to know that today we talked about the business of doing business and the fact that we all need help. We all need help, and we need to be able to receive that help. So Karen's telling us to keep our hearts and our minds open. Thank you, Coach Karen.
You're welcome.
Because I tell you, a lot of women in particular have a hard time receiving. We're
Yes.
very giving, and
Yes.
many times we have a hard time receiving.
Mm-hmm.
So we're saying, please get yourself in a position to be able to receive as well as give. Because if you pour out constantly, your well runs dry if you never replenish. So let other people help you replenish.
Yes, because you're stopping their blessing from giving it to you. That's what
Mhm.
they want to do at the moment.
Yeah.
They want to give you, they want to support you. You know, thanks, Cecilia. They want to really be there for you. And
Yeah.
when you, I understand you got to be guarded because things has happened to you, but I always try to be still soft, even though I know that this is a possibility. Because the softer and open I am, the easier it is for me to allow people to come in and help me. And I am that person too. I don't want anybody to help me. I can do it all. Trust me. Yeah.
Been there, done that. I feel
Yeah.
you. Okay, beautiful. Guys, we want to thank you. We want to remind you that tomorrow is the day that we talk with Robin Shimizu and friends. We'll be talking about happy, healthy habits. And then on Friday, we'll be talking tech and English. So
English.
we'll see you the same time tomorrow and all future weekdays for Biz Chicks TV. Thank you again, Coach Karen. If you're looking for Coach Karen, you can find her everywhere on the web under Profits in
Daily.
Daily. Connect with Coach Karen, follow her, subscribe to her YouTube channel. And guys, remember, it's okay to be successful in your
Hmm.
business. So go to
Yes.
the front of your own line. Have a great day. Bye bye.